Hi, I'm Peter DeRosa, CEO of Solaris. I want to thank you for joining us today.
Hi, I'm Ken Lamantia. I'm the Vice President of Advanced Sales and Recruiting. How are you doing today?
We have the pleasure of speaking with you this morning about a great program here at Solaris. One of the things that we do that's a little different, one of our programs, is our BOSS program, our Business Owner Savings and Solutions program. This program is all about servicing the small business owner and the vast opportunities that presents in deals ranging from small one-off deals for just the business owner, like estate planning or funding their particular needs, to servicing all of their employees. So this program is a combination of Mr. Ken and myself, the work that we put together over the years. Both Ken and I worked on various projects in the past for the last 10 years, the different opportunities to work with business owners. And we finally combined forces a little over a year ago, and we launched this particular program. So the master class is very unique in that we train agents to work with business owners. And that's really what's exciting about this. We have a great opportunity coming up that's available for agents to get enrolled in. And that's why I wanted to bring Ken on today and have a brief conversation about all the opportunities that he's seen as we've gone through the different classes already with our agents, and the opportunities that are now available for agents like yourself who might be watching this for the first time, wondering what do these guys got going on here. So, Ken, why don't you go ahead and kick off this little bit of conversation about our fall class here in September?
Well, this program that we're kicking off in September is the culmination of 20 years of work between Peter and I. We both know that when people work with small businesses, they don't know how to approach them properly. They don't know all the programs that are available. What we're going to do is sit down with our agents and we're going to have a class size of between 10 and 15 agents the most. And we're going to work with them one on one, not just in a group, and show them everything from basic buy sell agreements all the way to advanced tax planning, estate planning, 162 executive bonus programs. And I'm really excited about this because the agents are going to get for the first time all this knowledge in one place. But the most important thing that we're going to teach them is how to approach a small business owner, how to do a first appointment. I know that sounds really trivial, but Peter and I have learned that in this arena, probably only 5% of the agents that we know how to approach a small business owner. Do you agree with that, Peter?
Absolutely true, Ken. And so, for a lot of people, maybe you're one of those insurance agents out there who's or financial professional who's been looking for a program that works with small businesses. Now, a lot of groups say they have a small business program, Ken. I'm sure you've heard them too. And all they want you to do is sell a key man insurance policy. Look, that's a piece of a very large pie, but it's the rest of the pie is what we're talking about that the training includes. So, our class that begins September 3rd. We still have a couple of seats that are open. We'll run for 12 weeks. We have mandatory class training 1 day a week. There is additional remedial classes that are opportunities to get caught up on additional topics or the same material just from a different angle on additional days during the course of the week. But we really want to focus in on groups, small groups, under 100 employees. And the main reason is this is perhaps one of the biggest overlooked opportunities for financial advisors to work with. Everybody wants to work with the bigger groups, the 20 plus groups, and set up retirement plans for them because, well, let's face it, it's very lucrative. But Ken, the small business owner, take a moment real briefly here and just explain to people, just on a really high level, the opportunities that they're missing by not working with this particular group.
Well, just like you said, Peter, this is the most overlooked group. 25 people or more is the sweet spot. This is where you can go in, talk with the business owner, do incredible things for them, help them with employee retention, help them with health plans, help them with retirement plans for their employees, and just offer them things that they never have been offered before. But the biggest thing we're going to do is we're going to educate them. We're going to sit down and take the time with these small business owners and explain everything in detail. This is not a one sale process. This is a multiple sales, strategically balance, that you're going to do one, what's the most thing that what they want most, they feel is important to them. Then we're going to just strategically go back and do take care of all of their needs, stacking them little by little. Instead of going out and getting 50 clients, you can get 20 good clients and go back and do what you're supposed to do for these people and do the complete program from buy sell agreements to advanced tax planning. And it's just an incredible program, and I'm so proud of it.
I am too, and I'm so grateful that you're a part of this as well. You've been a wealth of knowledge to everybody that we've worked with so far, and so our class, like we said, 1 day a week that's required. We're going to be teaching you how to do business valuations, which is a critical piece of the equation. A lot of agents don't know how to do that, and the doors that conversation opens on so many levels. Most of the business owners don't have estate planning. You'd think that they would, but most of these business owners do not have a a succession plan when life happens, whether that is an incapacitation, whether it's death, or the death of a partner in the business. So one of the key things that you've brought up time and time again is the structuring of the estates, the corporations, and the whole estate planning aspect is critical for agents to know. So we teach on that. We teach on qualified plans, both defined benefit and defined contribution. What are they? What are all the tax codes that are involved with this? How do you set them up? What are the parameters, requirements? We teach on all of that. We teach on executive bonus plans, and this is a unique area. Um, I would say that Mr. Ken Lamantia is one of the preeminent individuals, having worked with an insurance carrier to actually create those programs and opportunities. Definitely puts our program at a whole nother level. I've actually had very few conversations with agents who understand how to correctly create these programs. And that's really what brought Ken and I together, was actually the business owner executive bonus programs. Lastly, like Ken touched on, we do cover some of these other areas: group health, cafeteria plans, and we have some exit strategies. This is the basics of what we offer. There's so much more in these classes, so much more that's cram packed into this. And then the best part of all is that you have opportunities to work with Ken or myself or some of the other mentors to be able to help you grow these opportunities. Because in the first 60 days of our opportunity working together, we're going to, oops, push it again. Within the first 60 days, we're going to help you close all your deals. You can work with Mr. Ken, you can work with myself. We're going to help you learn the ropes, learn the questions you need to ask, walk you through fact finders, walk you through census forms, walk you through all the pieces of the puzzle to help you have success. And that's really the difference, is having a team to lean on while you're working through that learning curve. What do you want to say about that, Ken?
Well, I want to just reiterate, when we say we're going to help you, we're going to close your deals for the first 60 days and you get to keep all the money. It's all yours. Where else are you going to get that? In any IMO, no one will close your business and let you keep all the money. The reason why we are doing this, we want to make it so we show you the process. Learning the process is one thing. The way you really learn the process is to actually go through every step of the process up to the close. And then that's not the last part of doing business with business owners. That's just the beginning. That's just building your relationship. This is where most advisors go wrong. They think once they get the sale, it's over. That's just the beginning. If you do it in the right format, this will be a client for life, and you will get 4 or 5 different opportunities to do business with them.
So let's talk about cost here for a minute. Every program has cost. I don't care what anybody says. But let's be honest, there are some costs involved with this program, and it centers around the tools of the trade. So many agents can, and I know you've experienced this as well, they don't always want to have the correct tools to do the job.
I agree. They they don't understand that if you own a business, there's cost to that. And these costs are minimal.
So we're going to ask for two costs. One is a software cost. Well, shall we say it's a package, a suite of softwares. That's going to give you access to the business valuation software. It's going to give you access to the estate planning software and to a marketing program that we'll talk about when you're a part of the program. And that's going to be a $300 a month commitment, $300 a month, total of $3,600 for the year. We also have a class cost, which is $250 per month. And this gets you access to all the training materials, the videos, the proprietary materials that we've created for the clients, and access to some of the additional custom videos that we've created for a total of $750. So let's face it, folks, we're talking about under $5,000 for the year. We're not talking about $5,000 a month. We're talking about under $5,000 a year. Now, if you want to spend some additional money on marketing, we'll show you where to go to do that. But this is the money that's coming through our organization to help acquire the tools necessary to do this and to keep our program moving forward. So we do have a production requirement. And look, some people, they want to freak out on production requirements, right? I'm just going to say, look, this is minimal, okay? We want 10 requests for proposals from you in the course of a year, one a month. Can you do that? Can you find 10 business owners to do requests for to work with us? If you can't do that, you shouldn't be in this program. When you when you get started, go ahead, Ken.
Well, you should be doing 10 a quarter. And
Exactly.
that's not that hard. Once you learn how to approach the business owner and what we can do using our videos and using our um, proprietary software, that 10 a month, 10 a quarter will be minimal for you guys going forward.
And really, let's talk about the numbers for a second. The law of large numbers. How many business owners do you have to talk to say yes? Now, not saying for you, Mr. Ken, or even for myself, but the average agent, brand new, if they talk with a bunch of business owners, how many out of 10 opportunities, how many of those opportunities are going to say yes to them on average?
Well, here's the thing with our help, I'm thinking 1 out of 5.
I
By
think that's pretty
themselves,
accurate.
let's be realistic, 1 out of 8. That's
Yeah.
But when you have a mentor that's going to help you, knows what to say and how to do it, listen, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to be immodest, but if I talk to a business owner, every other one, I'm sitting down and get a second appointment. And if I get a second appointment, there's an 85% chance of a close. And that's what we're going to teach you how to do.
And that's very powerful. Once again, to reiterate this, what our IMO is offering is something so drastically different than everybody else out there. Everybody else out there, they send you here, they send you there, go talk to the carrier, go figure this out. Look, we've got a formula. We have a process. We have proven track results resulting from that, sales, opportunities. And that's what we're talking about bringing here is a formula for success. So let's hone in real quickly here on the required contracts. So there is a 1 year agreement to work with us in the program. Why do we have that? Because we're going to pour a lot of information into you that's proprietary. We'd like for you to work with us for 1 year. We know people are going to copy everything that we're doing. We know that. We just want to know for 1 year you're going to work with us. After that 60 days, there is an agent mentor split. Why don't you go ahead and take this, Ken, because you can explain this a little better.
Okay. How this is going to work is for the first 60 days, I don't care how big the case is, we close it, you keep all the money. Now, moving forward, if we make a phone call or we spend time setting up the appointments for you, it's going to be 25%. That's the minimum that We don't take no less than that. But if we're touching a piece of paper or we're doing the close or we're doing anything that takes, equal share, we get 50%. And I want people to understand that. It sounds like a lot to a lot of people. What's 100% of this? Nothing. We come in, we close the business. Our average sales with either Peter or I are going to be anywhere from $60,000 to $250,000 in commission. A lot more than most people are used to being receiving. That's the fact of life. I started out with New York Life, and guess what? Day one, if an agent helped you, they took 50% of your money. We're giving you a 60-day grace period. So I think that's more than fair. What do you think, Peter?
Absolutely, I do. We also want these people, we want all of our agents to become the professionals. We want all of the agents who are working with us to achieve that level of success where they don't need us. So our goal is to not be here running the business for you. We're not interested, as nice as that would be in some instances, to have people just bring us business all day long. I really don't want it. I don't need it. Uh, so I think that this is a great way for individuals, if they still need us for a little while longer after seeing a couple of opportunities in that 60 days, maybe a crutch for a month or two longer. Hey, that works. Or if you've got a case that's just the right level of complication that you don't feel comfortable with, bring us in. You'll still make money on the deal. So let's talk about the carrier requirements. There are no exceptions on this, and we can't do this. I can't have you picking and choosing. So National Life Group, we need to have a contract for the life and the annuities with National Life Group. Midland, we will require a contract on the life side and the annuity side. Lafayette, it will be on the life and annuity side. Lincoln, the life and annuity. F&G on the annuity side. I'm not going to require life. North American, we're requiring a life and annuity contract. And then when we get to 2026, we will be offering an Allianz version that will require life and annuities, well, predominantly life on that contract. There's a lot of other carriers I didn't put on that list that we can use that are our variants. John Hancock didn't make it to the list. One America didn't make it to. There's a bunch of other ones that didn't make it to the list. These are the core carriers we must have in order to do business. So if you don't want to move the carrier contracts to us, you don't want to learn about this program, that's okay. The rules are not changing. Just be aware. We have to have this. We need the 1-year commitment because you're about to be exposed to a whole new world of opportunities, and the compensation, well, it's incredible. So let's talk about the different types of things we're going to train on here, Ken. So pick one and talk about it for a second, Ken.
Okay, let's talk about my favorite subject, 162 Executive Bonus Plan. That has been my favorite since I started. It helps you create wealth for people in a very different format. But the thing is, most people don't understand the 162 Executive Bonus Program. They don't understand what it can actually do if planned right. And with this, on top of that, you can stack all of these other plans. And Peter, we didn't even mention this. Do you know what Peter and I's help? You can actually write $500,000 off of a client's business a year and give it back to them. You take the next one, Peter.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the tax write offs are incredible. That's really one of the biggest door openers in this program. Anywhere from $250,000 up to $500,000 a year that business owners can write off, depending on the combined strategies that we implement. So we have a simple IRA and SEP plans. Look, those are pretty standard. A lot of agents know how to do those. But how many of you have ever written a solo 401k plan or a profit sharing plan or a traditional 401k plan? I'm not talking about with a securities license. I'm talking about non-securities licensed opportunities. A lot of agents are not aware of these. Let me go on down then the list here so we can keep going. 412E and pension plans, cash balance plans, which is another variation of a pension plan. Those are all opportunities that we have. We could talk about the SDBAs. So this is the self-directed brokerage accounts that allow us to be able to sell securities, 401k plans. We have carriers, we have the opportunities, have the programs to blend that so that agents who are not securities licensed can sell self-directed mutual funds and receive compensation for the money going in alongside with a flexible premium indexed annuity product. So we've got a lot available here. Finish up with the wills and trust and working on that part, Ken.
Well, when everybody hears wills and trust, they think one simple thing. With our program, we're going to help you use trust in business to help save their money on their taxes, to make sure we're protecting their assets. We are also going to teach you how to make money with every will and trust. And this is important to understand. One piece of business is not a client. When you do their estate planning, their executive bonus programs, you do their retirement programs for their employees, you have clients for life. But let's talk about something a lot of people don't understand. Peter, let's talk about renewal income because most people in our business take all the money up front. They're not used to working with some of these deferred compensation programs where you can make money for 10, 15, 20 years. Why don't we go over that, Peter?
Good. Yeah, so there's the original compensation, and because most of these programs do incorporate flexible premium index annuities, it's going to be anywhere from 6 to 7% for first year commissions. Depending on the carrier and their structure on renewals, there's two pieces. Every year, there's new money. Every time there's new money, it's a 6% renewal rate. It starts at 6% on any new money. So let's say it's a business owner with 10 employees, or excuse me, 20 employees, right? And they're doing $700,000 to $1 million in contributions to their 401k plan, pension, profit sharing. Hey, half of that's going to be FIA, 500,000. So that's 6% times, that's $30,000 a year, Ken, in setting up that plan. You're going to get a little something off of the other side on the other half. You're going to get a 1%, right? So 1% of 500,000. Hey, that's not too bad, right? That's about $5,000 there, right? So you made $35,000 for that 401k plan every single year for the next 10 years.
Now, that's one.
That's
Let's
one.
talk
The
about
other
multiple
part,
ones. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm so excited.
no, the other part is the renewals. So depending on which carrier we deploy, the renewals are either a sliding scale that starts at a 0.5% or 1% decrease every year. So if it starts at 6, the next year is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.5% increments beyond that. Or it'll drop to a 3.5%, depending, like I said, on the carrier. So that means every year, when that money rolls from year 1 into year 2, it's going to get you a renewal rate of 3.5%. So people, we're talking about some substantial flow premiums, thousands of dollars, 40, 50, $60,000 of flow premiums off of this in renewals on top of first year commissions. You get one of these plans set up, you're going to average about $90,000 a year in commissions with 20 employees. Now, you were saying, Ken, about the other one?
I'm sorry, you lost me. You do one business a month over a year. You're going to average in renewals about $100,000 next year before you wake up and do anything.
That's correct.
That's more than 8. Here's the misnomer people don't understand. The average agent makes less than $100,000. The truth is, most agents make less than $50,000. Our agents, one sale, average between $60,000 and $250,000. Real money, not just saying it. Real money.
So let's blow
What a
that up on the
difference that
screen.
is.
Let's blow that up. So let's walk through. The average target IUL case size is 45,000. That's the average target, guys. That's what your commission's based off of. The average individual annuity sale, if you're just selling one off like a solo 401k plan, is $50,000. The average flow premium is $50,000. Then when we take in all contributions between 401k plans, the business owners, all of it, that's what we averaged out to. The average 401k plan, look, if you walk into a business owner, 5 employees, and they have a plan in place, typically they've had it for a couple of years. You get paid on all that money that rolls over into the new plan. You make some serious money, and they have to have, most of those are usually a million plus. Okay, so the average rollover for a whole plan rollover is $1 million. The average commission per business owner is about $60,000 on average, Ken, based off of the stuff that you've written, stuff that I've written, agents, what we're seeing. $60,000 is nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, that's a serious number for first year commission. And then the average renewal per business owner is $30,000 in renewals. Like you just said, that's basically, if you have one business owner with the renewals, that's 100 grand. It's 100 grand a year.
It's just amazing because most agents have not been exposed to this side of the business. How do me and Peter know? We've been doing this a long time. This has been my dream for decades, trying to get something like this together, but I never met the right person who could help me with it. Then I met Peter, and the great thing about it is we complement each other. He knows things that I don't know. I know things that I've seen that he hasn't. And together, there is nothing that we can't help our agents with. And when I say nothing, there is nothing that we can't help our agents with. So
You're
this,
110% correct on that. There's
I,
no
I
People don't understand that we can help if it's a body of one or a body of 1,000 employees. We can do it all.
the greatest thing that we want to make people understand is, hey, anybody can walk in and talk to a business owner and even do a presentation. Closing these are not, and they take time. And if you don't have somebody showing you how to do the close properly, you can sit in front of him all day long, have 8 meetings with him, and it's going to go nowhere. We are going to teach you how to approach them, how to do the presentation, how not to ask for the business. He's going to ask you for the business. And you're going to repeat this over and over and over again.
So I love this, Ken, because back in 2017, when I first started to really push out this program, I found out that there are states, Ken, there's now 17 of them, that require small business owners that have 5 or more employees to supply a qualified account for them. It's state mandated. There's penalties in many of the states. The states that don't have the plan implemented yet, all but 3. So we're talking 47 states between here and 2030 will be implementing mandatory plans that if you have a business with 5 or more employees, you have to supply a retirement plan for those employees, or they get put onto the state program. And if that happens, there's zero benefit to the business owner. So we're coming into this at a critical juncture when states are realizing the problem. There's not enough retirement plans for everybody, and there's very few people recognizing this and able to work in this part of the industry right now. So let's speak about real quickly here these other key sales opportunities. And I'm sorry the slide is a little funky there, but look, these are just a handful of the opportunities that we discuss with every business owner. Do you have a key man policy? Do you know what living benefits are and how that helps business owners? Buy sell agreements, golden parachutes, 162 bonus plans, defined benefits, profit sharing, blended plans, cash balance plans, 401k plans, 401a, 403b, simple IRA, business valuations, My Debt Cloud, debt elimination plan, wills, trusts, group health, 125 plans, and exit strategies. Listen, if you can't sell something out of that list, you're number one, not a salesperson. And number two, you're not in the same industry that Ken and I are in, because there's so many opportunities there that I just went over. You should be able to land at least one of those. And then to top it off, the employee education. Ken, speak to the employee education and what doors that opens.
This is so important. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a business owner and I start talking to him and I just stop and say, "Hey, look, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but your company's set up all wrong." And he looks at me like, "What are you talking about? You're not maximizing your tax capability." Or, "Hey, we're not going to just help you with these things. We're going to educate you. We're going to educate your employees. We're going to do free seminars for you. We're going to sit down and explain everything in detail so you explain it." People say, "Why do you take the time to do that?" Because when you get to be a professional in this business, you're going to learn how to retain 85 to 90% of your clients by educating them. So some schmuck can't come in behind you and try to sell them something they know better. This is what they want. They want to understand. And let me tell you something about investment advisors. They are the most arrogant group of people, and at the same time, the most uneducated about all these processes, which is just ironic. Let's talk about that, Peter, a little bit.
Which part?
There's two types of investment advisors. You have stockbrokers. I call them stock jocks. I know. I started out in Wall Street in 1997. I was one for 20 something years. They have one thing to do. They want to trade your money and put it in a market. Then you have the insurance people. They want to sell you annuities and life insurance. But what they don't do is exit strategies, advanced tax strategies, estate planning. This is the difference. This is what we do. We take it from soup to nuts. We do the education. And when we walk away, instead of asking for referrals, people ask us, "Hey, can you talk to my brother in law or you can talk to my friend?" Here's my secret: I never ask for referrals. And people will say, "Well, there's books about that." Well, that's wrong. You don't sell something and go ask somebody for a referral. You give them so much information and you make them feel comfortable, and they'll give it to you without asking.
Well, so let's talk about, in closing here, because we're pushing a half hour here. Let's talk about getting started with this. So, like I said, we have limited seats for our program that starts here in September. We will have another class in January. But for those of you who would like to get started with this, so that when you hit the new year, you've actually got some steam built up and you've got some opportunities lined up. Listen, we need to get some contracting started. We need to have your seat reserved, which means you have to pay for the class. You need to contact us, and then we'll go ahead and start with the training and get all the additional points of support going forward. Look, join our team. There's many more agents behind us that have seen success. We're going to be sharing a lot more of these stories. We've got an event coming up in just a couple of weeks here in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're going to do some interviews. We'll have some interviews. Probably, like I said, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to film people and ask them what this program has done for their practices, what kind of money they're making, the opportunities they're seeing. We're going to have those conversations with a lot of people. So here's our contact information. You can email or call Mr. Ken Lamantia. You can call me, Peter DeRosa. I'm the top one. You can give us a call. You can reach out to any of our team members to become recruited. We've got a lot of opportunities. Once again, we only have about 5 seats left in this fall's class that are open right now. So please reach out to us. It's going to be first come, first serve on this. And for the people who are serious about moving contracts, that's going to get you in the door quicker. We will have another class that starts about the third week of January, and we're looking forward to this. Ken, I just want to say thank you again for being part of what we're doing here. And this has been a goal of mine to touch this topic and to show agents how to do this. So I just really appreciate your help.
Well, I'm happy to be part of it. This is my dream.
So for those of you listening to us, if you made it to the end, thank you. We look forward to working with you. You've got people that are behind you, a team that want to help you, and the opportunities are literally mind blowing. When you sit down and you see what you can do, there's not a business owner you can't touch, for profit, nonprofit, government entities. We could do them all. We have access to all the tools, all the carriers, and you can do it with a life license. You're not required to have a securities license to do any of this. And so, once again, from Solaris, FMO, IMO, we appreciate everybody joining us. Ken, thank you again.
Thank you, Peter. Have a great day.